Hey, assistant coach, how are you guys doing? It's me, CaniSports, and welcome back to the Notts County Career Mode, boys. I'm very happy to be back with this one, as always, on Sundays. If you guys are hyped about this one, and this is the last video of 2018, if you enjoyed any of the content in 2018, it would be very, very much appreciated if you guys could hit that like button one last time for 2018. But boys, the Notts County Career Mode is fun. It is probably the most enjoyable career mode that I'm recording because it's just so much fun to build a team surrounding players that we will probably never use in any other career mode. I mean, look at the starting lineup. We have Aidoan, we have Godfrey, we have Damsgaard. We have players that we would never use in any other career mode, and that is the beauty of this Road to Glory career mode. I'm very excited to go into this episode because in this episode, the championship season will be finishing and we will see if we actually get promotion, yes or no. Can we get into the Premier League? That is the big question that we have to ask ourselves. Bruno Fernandes in this season at a 69 rating right now, and Gasperoni on a 67 as well. So these two youngsters from the Youth Academy, we will be putting a lot of effort into those two throughout the entire season. As you guys know, we have 3.3 million at the moment, and hopefully we can spend it well. I've looked through the comments and a lot of you guys have been helping me a lot. Thank you guys so much. All of these players that you're going to see in this episode, most of them have been picked up through the comments. So the Notts County Career Mode comments don't go away just like that. We definitely go through them and we pick up the players. Now we are in January, and that means transfer window. And also a big comment in the past two episodes actually was to go ahead and finally give these kids their own shoes and untuck their shirts. So many of you guys were just so upset about the fact that these guys were wearing generic shoes. We are changing it for the Youth Academy players. As you can see, Bruno Fernandes is getting nice Nike shoes. I kind of feel like the skillers do use Nike a lot more often than other players. So since he's a 5-star skiller, I wanted to go for the nice Nikes right here. We're picking up the Superflies for him, which are not like the most like fancy shoes that you will see on the player, especially looking down from the camera angle that we have. It's not going to be a very visible shoe, but in my opinion, it fits him very well. For the Youth Academy players, as well as like a way of noticing them, I have given them a yellow armband and a right wrist band as well, which is white. So yellow and white, or actually was it yellow and black? I think it was yellow and black. You guys will see it on Gasperoni right here when I change it. They have the tight shirt untucked, and left wrist will be a sweatband that is yellow. Actually, no, the right wrist will be yellow, the left wrist will be black, so that you guys can always tell this is a Youth Academy player on the ball. That is how you guys will always be able to recognize these players from this point on. So thank you guys again for all those comments saying, hey, go ahead and change a couple of things in edit player so that we can tell these players apart. So these shoes, actually, I kind of found them quite sick, so Gasperoni is gonna run around with those ones right there. And now into the numbers as well. A lot of you guys wanted me to change the number for Bruno Fernandes. He currently does have number 9, which doesn't really fit him, so you guys wanted me to give him number 7. He is now going to take that number upon himself, and Han Kwang Song, our striker, is getting number 9 from this point on. Gasperoni, since he has joined the team, had the number 10, so we don't have to change anything. Now, this right here, Odger, this guy, or Jer, I don't know how to pronounce his name. This is someone that was suggested by you guys in the comments down below with one of the nicest, most thought out comments. I really appreciate you, my man. We're going into this one. We're trying to sign him now. Since we haven't had the time to scout any of these players that I've found through the comments, it was tough to kind of figure out how much we want to offer, how much we will have to pay in order to bring these guys into our team. And Notts County, obviously, we don't have a huge amount of money at the moment, so we have to go quite low to begin things. So I started off with like an offer of 1.2 million. I said 15% sell-on clause, and straight away this guy's like, nah mate, I'm gone, bye-bye. And of course our coach is just, oh, look at him, he's so sad. He's just so sad. I don't want to see that. Now we're gonna jump in this one. It is Rex blah blah blah. I am not going to try and pronounce the rest of this name. Rex is the guy that we are trying to bring into our team after the first transfer deal sadly has fallen through. And this is obviously a big transfer. It's a bigger one, and it is a player from Wolfsburg. He's an important, or he wants to be an important squad role in the team, and that is interesting. So that kind of tells me this guy is a bit talented. We're offering him a 4-year contract. He's going to say, you know what, I'm not too happy with that. I don't want to stick around for too long. He wants to use this team as a stepping stone. So I said 3 years, that's going to be all right, and they accepted it straight away. The release clause is not going to be included in this deal, obviously. And in terms of wages, again, I'm at a point where when you haven't scouted these players, you have absolutely no clue what to do. I offered him 12k, and yeah, look at him. He is just not happy. They are standing up, and I believe this might be one of the first times in FIFA 19 where I have bottled the wage offers. So 2 transfer deals have fallen through already. Odger hasn't worked out, and of course the second one that we tried to go after, Rex blah blah blah, I can't pronounce his name, we are not able to bring him in as well. But Boldavine, boys, is slipping right through our hands. The guy that in the first 2 seasons was one of the main players in our team is actually going to be leaving the team. He has signed a pre-contract already. He is not going to be staying around in this club, which is fine because he has done enough for us. He can leave. And right now I'm going into the contract negotiations, offering these guys more than what they were currently earning. And Brighton straight away was kind of pissed off. He was earning 2,000 and offered him a little bit more actually, and he just said no, I don't want to even talk to you. So I went into the next contract deal with our centre-back, Van der Werf, who was actually our captain for quite some time. And I offered him a wage budget as well, a new wage, I should say. I offered him a new wage, and he just said, no, okay, so 2 players I already bottled it with. So I kind of realized, all right, we got to offer these guys a lot more. So with Damsgaard right here, we're not going to make that mistake. The first 2 players, though, I'm quite confused. I'm really scared that Van der Werf and also Brighton are just going to say no from now on. They are not going to accept any offers. They might just be pissed off. So hopefully that's not the thing. Hopefully that is not even a thing in this game, because I really want to keep those guys in the team and they are high rated. We don't want to lose out on those players on a free. Now Haaland, he doesn't need a new contract. The rest right there that you can see from those players that have their contracts running out are not really players that I'm trying to keep in the club. We played against Middlesbrough right here in the FA Cup. It was a draw, still in January, and still looking quite fine. We have played a couple of games so far in January. We have 2 more left. And as you can see, Notts County 3 points ahead of Aston Villa. But more importantly, we are 6 points ahead of Swansea. And Swansea is the team that we have to play against in just a second. But before we do that, we got an incredible offer for Han Kwang Song. Ajax is trying to sign their next big talent. 14 million is the offer. He's worth around 9. So I just had to think about this for a little bit, boys. I just had to decide, is this going to be a player that we use until the end? And as you can see, his shirt is actually on the wall there. So I said, you know what? 14 is not enough. I'm going to ask for 20. If Ajax is willing to pay 20 million for this guy, he can go, because that is basically double of what he's worth. So I said 20, and I'm going to submit this offer, no sell-on clause added in. And Ajax will be responding. Is this going to be the biggest transfer going out of Notts County? Yes or no? The answer will be coming in. They are coming back with a counter offer. They started off with 14 million. Now they have gone up to 16.7. So that kind of showed me there's still a little bit of room for us to negotiate his price. So I was thinking, do I sell him? Do I not sell him? As you can see, I'm just going back and forth. I decided, let's say 18 million, and they said, you know what, that is a deal. 18 million for a player from Notts County, and we are going straight into potentially his last match for Notts County. Han Kwang Song is going to be leaving our team to join Ajax, the team that comes through with all the big talents in the world. Ajax is signing Han Kwang Song, and we now have to make a decision. What do we do with that striking position? Do we bring in a new striker, or do we start playing Sabi at striker again? Because right here, we get a chance, we miss it. Han Kwang normally in those types of positions would be scoring. So right now I'm going to show you guys what I was thinking of. Maybe I just put Sabi back into striker and Bruno Fernandes finally moves into the starting lineup. I thought to myself, maybe that's the thing that you guys want to see, because obviously the youth academy players are the most important players in this career mode, and Sabi straight away just goes through defenders and has a chance, but sadly it doesn't work out, so we had to take it to the next level with Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes with the 5-star skills. He's having the time of his life with them skill moves. No one is really attacking him though. They're giving him too much space in this position. And of course, Breno will take a shot. Sadly, in that case, he doesn't score. It was the 90th minute. It would have been perfect to score the goal with Bruno Fernandes to kind of show that we can do it without Han Kwang Song. But sadly, this game ends 0-0, and that huge chance from Breno would have just been too nice. Maybe I just took too much time to try and move into the penalty area with a couple of skills. But right here after that game, we have won against Brentford, and it is transfer deadline day. So 4 points out of the last 2 games. Transfer deadline day ahead, and we had to make a decision. What do we do? Do we move Breno into the starting lineup at a 69 rating with basically 52 stamina or whatever he has, or do we go for a new striker? And Han Kwang has sold. 13 million has been added into our transfer budget. Right now we are sitting at 14.6. We are adjusting it a little bit. It is 12 million that we have ready to spend. Mateus Cunha has been suggested by a lot of you guys in the past, so I decided, you know what? Let's try and get him into the team. That was a big player that I wanted to get into the squad, so straight away we go into the transfer negotiations. And again, every time things like these happen where a player leaves the team, I go back into the comments, I read through them, and I decide who to go for. Mateus Cunha was one of the big ones that a lot of you guys just kept on commenting about, especially in the first couple of episodes that we had. You guys wanted me to bring in this guy, so I didn't forget about him. I went after him right now that he's 21 years old. He plays for one of the Red Bull sides, and we are going to be offering... I said to myself, you know what? Let's go for 7 million. We're going to submit that offer. It was like a first offer that I wanted to make to kind of get a feeling of how much he's worth, but they are just so disappointed. They left straight away. So again, the pressure is on. Notts County needs a striker, and it is transfer deadline day, so something had to happen quick. Jonathan David right here was the next choice. He plays for Ghent right now. He is another player that has been suggested by you guys, so we are going after him. It would be a great player to bring into the team by the stats that we have seen on the right hand side. He does have the things that we want in our squad, so this 21-year-old is the next one that we want to bring in. 2 players have been approached so far. The first one said no. The second one now, I wanted to be careful again. I wanted to just make an offer without really offering too much, because I have no idea what these guys are worth. But since we are already in like season 3, I kind of have to realize that a lot of these players have grown a lot. So I decided, let's go with 5.5, and they just go ahead and straight away just leave the room again. Notts County on transfer deadline day left for dead again. Now, this was a transfer offer that we have gotten from Cardiff City. Cardiff just keeps on trying to buy our players. Honestly, if I would have accepted every offer from Cardiff so far, they would have at least 5 of our players. So that one has been rejected, and we cannot make a new offer for Cunha or David. So I had to find a new objective with only 6 hours or something like that to go. I had to go for something, and we get an offer for Damsgaard. It is an 8 million offer for a player that is worth 5.5. That is a big offer, but we already lost out on one striker, and we are not capable of bringing in an attacking player at the moment, so there was no chance that Damsgaard would be leaving. He has been the top scorer for the team. Now this is the next one that we are going for. Haaland. I wanted this guy in my team. As soon as I saw his stats, I was like, this looks like an interesting player. He's 6'4" tall. He could basically be our Zlatan, our blonde Zlatan. I wanted this guy in my team. I decided, you know what? Let's go for the Norwegian. He is only 20 years old. And he does look like an interesting player to get into the squad. Now, again, I was kind of scared to make a wrong offer, so I went up a little bit more. I offered 8 million, and hopefully this time we can negotiate. Yes, they are coming back saying they want 13.7. Now, at that point, I was like, hold on. This guy might be quite high rated. This could be a big transfer for us. So I was very interested. I said 9.7. They came back saying 12.8. And I was like, okay, do I want to pay above 10 million? I said 10.5, and that was my last offer. I didn't want to offer even more. And then he came back with the answer saying, we're going to think about it. That is the worst thing. It's the transfer deadline day. I don't have enough time. I have to bring a striker into my team, so I had to go after another one. Barrow is the striker that we are going for right now. And even finding these strikers at this point that would fit into this team was just really tough to do. And luckily, things are working out for us right now in terms of options. Now, Barrow is 22 years old. He plays for Atalanta. 8 million was my offer right here. And we're going to see what they say. No sell-on clause. And he comes back saying, okay, 8 million is fine, but we want a 9% sell-on clause. And that was kind of interesting. So he is probably lower rated than Haaland, and he only will cost us 8.7 million. And at that stage I was like, okay, so at least one of these transfers can go through. They do accept the last offer from our team, which is 8.4 million. And now they are waiting for that contract, and we are waiting on the response from Haaland, his team, because he's 6'4" tall. He would bring in a completely new dynamic into the team. It would be a player that we can cross the ball into. And I believe in leagues like the Championship, crossing is very, very important. You need a finisher up top that can head the ball. So Haaland now, his team said yes. They are saying yes. Actually, no, they are not saying yes. Sorry about that. They said 12.8 million or this deal is not happening. And because I really wanted this guy, and because the transfer sum that they were asking for was so big, I just thought to myself I had to get him in. And now that I'm seeing that he has a completely different haircut and all of that stuff, and he wants to be a crucial first team player, I was like, okay, this guy is the big deal. I have to bring him into the team. So Haaland right now, 4-year contract, crucial first team player, disregarding the release clause, and now the wages. Are we going to bottle it again? Are we going to make that mistake again? Now, in terms of Haaland, I said I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to fail this time. I'm going to give him an offer of 30k. And if he joins, he joins. If he doesn't, he doesn't. And that transfer has worked out. Our Norwegian blonde Zlatan. Yes, I know Zlatan is Swedish, but come on. He is now our own. Look at him in that kit. He takes over the number 9 from Han Kwang Song, and we have a new player in town. That is going to be a very interesting one. Let's take a look into his stats straight away. Sabi moves back into right midfield. Breno Fernandes will remain on the bench for a little bit more. He has grown to a 70 rating though, which is nice to see. But Haaland is 74 rated. Now, when I saw that, I was like, how can you ask for 12 million for a player that is 74 rated? So I was a little bit disappointed, if I'm honest with you. But the stats were ridiculous. Insane strength, amazing pace for his height, great dribbling for his height, and left-footed, which brings in a new dynamic as well. 6'4", with all that pace, with great finishing, good shooting, and most importantly, the finesse shot trait. That is huge. That is a game changer, because now we have someone that can bang in those finesse shots every time we take him. That trait right there means he has 99 curve. That is a fact that he's approved by a EA employee. I know for a fact that if a player has the finesse shot trait, they have 99 curve. Now we have beaten Sheffield 2-0, Norwich 1-0. Next game up against Millwall, I believe, draw. Not happy with that. That is not a good result. And then after that, against Sunderland, it is a 2-0 win. And we still kept going into March. 1-1 against Ipswich, 1-0 against Birmingham, and now up against Brighton, the former Premier League side, and we are in that first position, which is very, very nice to see. Currently with a 6-point lead ahead of Swansea City, the team that we could not beat. But most importantly, I wanted to see in all those games, how many goals has Haaland scored? 7 games, 1 goal. I was like, what? I mean, he has grown to a 75 rating, which is very nice to see. But how has he not scored more? I was, to be honest, very disappointed. I was hoping for a lot more. But I said to myself, you know what? Those are simulation games. Let's make our own opinion on this guy. Let's jump into the game against Brighton, the former Premier League side, and test ourselves. And there he is, number 9. He is looking angry. He heard about it. He heard about the fact that I do not believe him yet. So we had to jump into the game and see what happens. Sabi straight away into Haaland. Haaland with a great ball into Damsgaard. And in the minute 7, we're going to cross it over. And we're going to bang it in onto the crossbar and into the back of the net. Dilrosun, that we have brought in lately, has been playing some incredible football for the team. I'm so happy that we brought him in, by the way. I know he only has his left foot. His right foot isn't that good, but his left foot is really, really good. And right there, that is not savable for the goalkeeper. Got quite lucky, to be honest, but it's fine. And in the 15th minute, Brighton come back into the game. They try to attack. We try to get away with the ball. And look at that comedic goal. We concede probably one of the weirdest goals, if not the weirdest goal in FIFA 19 so far for myself. Somehow, the shot gets a deflection, goes over my goalkeeper, and just lands in the back of the net. And it isn't stopping right there. We get a chance right here in the 42nd minute. Haaland is through. Haaland shoots. And it goes sky high. It was close, but it wasn't good enough. And the 50th minute, another very, very unfortunate mishap right there. They score again. And this guy scores his second goal. Gyökeres is scoring his second one. Brighton take the lead. And Brighton do not stop. In the 53rd, only a couple of minutes after we have conceded, some great passing play. And of course, a shot onto the post. And then the shot that goes into the back of the net. And who it is? It is Gyökeres. He has scored again. 3-1 Brighton. 3 goals from the same striker. And I just thought to myself, where is my striker? What is he doing when I am losing games like this? That question was about to be answered. Dilrosun plays it inside. Godfrey into Haaland. Haaland now with the drag back on the finesse. Of course! 99 curve. That is why we brought him in. I mean, the finesse shot trait is going to be coming in big time, especially in the championship. Haaland brings us back into the game only minutes after Brighton have scored against us. And in the 73rd, Damsgaard will be playing it inside. Aydoğan back into Haaland. Haaland cuts inside on his left, and even without the finesses, he gets it done for the team. That's what you want to see. He carries the team on his back just like he carries Damsgaard on his back right there. The question is Damsgaard Norwegian as well? I think he is, isn't he? So we might have a nice little attacking duo of 2 Norwegian players right now that are carrying the squad. A very, very good finish from Damsgaard right there. If that was a higher rated goalkeeper, he probably would have saved it. But luckily for us, this young man that has joined into the team is capable of finishing. So 3 goals in 8 games so far for him. And that sadly was the end of the game. It doesn't turn out to be a complete comeback to a win, but it does turn out to be a very, very nice way of seeing what our striker is capable of. So Haaland puts it into the back of the net twice. Gyökeres right here, who has destroyed us, is getting the man of the match, completely deserved. But after that, we played against Derby at the end of March. 2-2 draw right there. So back-to-back draws, 3 draws now after the Reading game. But then we picked things back up again against Wigan with a 3-0 victory, which was very nice to see. And of course, And as you guys can kind of tell, 86 points on Notts County, about to go into the Premier League because Aston Villa is 17 points behind us with only a couple of games to go. So I decided, let's jump into this game right here. Let's play this and let's see if we can guarantee going up into the Premier League by winning against Aston Villa, who have been a very good side throughout the entirety of the season. Haaland straight away together with Damsgaard. Damsgaard on the skills. Damsgaard with the lob, and Haaland just scored a header from I don't know how far out. That is ridiculous. I wanted to cross it a little bit further, but the guy's like, no worries, I'm 6'4", I got this, let me head this from 20 yards out. That is ridiculous. Look at that, right around the edge of the penalty area. He just heads it above the goalkeeper and it goes in. That is another quality that we will be enjoying a lot with this new player in our team. Now though, it was time for the youngsters. It is obviously going to be Brighton coming into the game this time around as a centre attacking midfielder. I was hoping for him to maybe do some special things. Talking about special things, Sular is saving that very, very nicely in my opinion. We go into the 76th minute. We pass it down the middle. Sabi now, passing over to Breno. Breno, of course, with a great pass back into Sabi. We cross it over to Haaland and he finishes it. Easy finish for the young man. The Norwegian has taken over Notts County. Maybe not in simulations, but definitely in terms of finishes. Very happy to see that. The guy is already becoming a fan favorite on his left foot right there. Great build-up play, starting by our youngster, Breno Fernandes, and he's on the ball again. Haaland now, passing it over to the left. Di Rosso, 89th minute. Di Rosso coming in with the cross. Sabi with the bicycle kick. That was impressive for his rating to pull it off just like that. That would have been a sick goal, but luckily for our opponents, it remains with this scoreline. But that means we are going through. We are getting promotion into the Premier League. There is no way anyone catches up. 2 more wins after that, another one against Hull City, and with that we have not only guaranteed promotion, but we have also guaranteed first place. I genuinely cannot believe that we are about to go into the Premier League. Do you guys remember where we started? We started in League 2. We worked our way up every single season. We strengthened our team again and again. We lost a couple of players to big transfers, but we took that money and we made the best out of it. And it turned out that a couple of players can remain in the team for all of these seasons. Godfrey, amazing midfielder. Our defense with Van der Werf was amazing. Love the guy. Our right back position with Brighton was set up nicely for the future. He is doing his job in that position. Damsgaard came in early into the career mode, taken over everything, has played in that centre forward position and has scored probably the most goals for the team, and it's incredible. Now in the championship, in our first season in the championship, we have reached 101 points. That is unbelievable. Notts County has been so much fun for me, and next season we are playing against some of the best players in the world, going up against them with the likes of Damsgaard, with the likes of Di Rosun, with Sabi, with all of these players that are below the rating of 75. It's going to be interesting, man. Haaland, the only one actually, 76 rated. What about the rest? How is this team going to compete against Premier League sides? You know what? Deep inside, I was kinda hoping that this season we wouldn't get promotion, because I honestly believe it's going to be incredibly hard for this team not to go down next season. I can easily see Notts County being beaten next season and dropping down, but Breno Fernandes, once more, he's 72 rated and he's on the same rating as Sabi. We have to make a decision soon. Is it time for Bruno Fernandes to go into the starting lineup despite his low stamina? Is it time already for the young man to take over and take responsibility? Bashandi right here, 68 rated. He is getting closer to Wagnerman. He is the one that we want to have in that left back position. He's a 6'7" giant. We want to have him in that left back position for sure. Gasperoni is on a 69 rating, has grown quite nicely as well. No one has grown as much as Bruno Fernandes and Bashandi though. Bruno by +9, which is unbelievable. Bashandi by +7. But then again, sadly, since those guys have grown a lot in terms of a couple of ratings, some of their statistics or their attributes have been stuck for quite some time. And that is one thing that I kind of hope that EA can deal with in the future, because player growth should not be glitched out like that just because I'm training a couple of stats on these players. It shouldn't be stopping on any other front. Now, we have a lot of players growing very, very nicely. A lot of +2s, a lot of +3s, a couple of +1s. Van der Werf, though, only 72 rated. I think the defense is going to be very important next season, guys, and I genuinely believe we will have to make some changes to our defense next season. We can't be coming up against Premier League sides with 70 to 72 rated players. That's going to be a rough one. Players like Aguero, Salah, Kane, them playing against Van der Werf, we are going to get destroyed. It's going to be a complete destruction. And by the way, I don't know if I showed this to you. Hold on a second, I don't think I've shown this to you throughout this entire episode. If I have, I don't think I've talked about it. We have actually brought in Odger into the team. He is now 72 rated. The player that we tried to sign early on, where the contract negotiations fell through, yes, we got him. He's an absolute beast. And he has stats that I believe should have him at an 80 rating. But for whatever reason, he's 72 rated. Pause. 58 million transfer budget. Notts County joining into the Premier League. That is a huge amount. Apparently, if you make it into the Premier League, if you get promoted, you get around 100 million in real life. We have gotten 58 million to improve this team right here. Those 58 million are in your guys' hands. I need you, all of you. You need to help me. We need to improve this team big time, especially the defense. Let me know what you think. Give me your comments down below. Let's prepare for our first season in the Premier League. I cannot wait for it. I'm super excited, and I hope you are as well. Take care. Peace.